going on, it's nothing wrong with having caution. But fear is a natural human emotion. But you need to be careful that when you start to feel fear, that you don't let it paralyze you. Because I'm gonna tell you something: fear can be very damaging, fear can be paralyzing, and fear can be a huge hindrance for you in the things that it is that you're trying to do. Good morning, YouTube. How you guys doing today? So when it comes to don't be afraid to let go. What I mean by it is this: don't be afraid to let go of the things that you say that you're afraid of. I literally met somebody that told me this weekend that they were afraid of success. I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds like a contradiction, because people, we think about successful people as the epitome of stability and of confidence. We think that when people are successful, that they don't have no issues, they pass all their fears, and they're beyond it. No, successful people have just become very prepared to do the very thing that made them successful. Like, they spent a lot of time doing it and getting really good at it, and opportunity came. And when opportunity come and you're prepared for that opportunity, that equals success. Success has nothing to do with fearlessness. It has nothing to do with fearlessness. Now, how your success grows has everything to do with the opportunities that you take to overcome certain fears and go into that particular area, master that area, meet the opportunity, and then success comes. So remember this: you need to plan, but you need to execute. I did not become as good as I am with doing haircuts, lace fronts. Lace fronts just came out on the level that it is in my area, in my world, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. And when it first came out, I wasn't interested in it. But I was horrible when it came to putting lace fronts on. I was hard. If you go back and look at my videos, you can look at my laces and see how bad I was. But because I was on the same level of badness as everybody else was, it didn't look so bad. But I've since grown into ways where I've went to Gravity University. I went to an actual school, learned how to make wigs with a sewing machine. I know how to do sew-ins. I know how to do a lot of things. I've taken a lot of classes. And now the experience that I have that have made me so good with laces has not come from just taking the classes, but it mostly come from doing it all the time. If you want to be really, really good at anything, if you want to be super fast at doing anything, do it all the time. Constantly. Do it more than anybody else that you know. Michael Jordan did become Michael Jordan because he only shot at basketball practice. Think about it. Michael Jordan did not become Michael Jordan practicing only at basketball practice. Some of you that do hair, and I don't know why I'm going this direction, some of you that do hair think that you're going to be great at what you do. Good morning, friend. How you doing? Yes. Some of you think that when you do hair, that because you go to beauty school and you take a class from all these celebrity stylists, that you're going to be great. That's a lie. You know how that celebrity stylists got to be where they were? Because they didn't just do hair at practice, which is while you're working. They didn't just do hair in beauty school. Beauty school is just a foundation. And if you ain't never had beauty school, you that much further behind in certain areas. But if you take what it is that you do and do it all the time, even if you take a whole bunch of classes, if you don't do it all the time and practice all the time, you're never going to get better. I know people who invest in education and they still never get any better. Because why? They think when they go to that class, they're going to have the magic tool and come back and be perfect. They go to that class, get the information, and go back and be like, it still don't look like it did when I took the class. Listen, guys, you have to practice. I cut hair all the time. When I started doing hair, I cut hair all the time. I would go home and cut everybody hair, cut. That's where you make all your mistakes at. So when you get on the ball court, when you get out there on the football field, that's when you start showing up your talent, because you did it so much. You know where the mistakes are going to happen. You know what the possibilities of it not. Stop being afraid to let go of the fear that's keeping you from being the best part of you. Number 2, another reason that fear is not good and holding on to fears is because it makes you complacent. A lot of times we get very, very comfortable in our fear. And I know that you can, if you be honest with yourself and admit to yourself, you ask, okay, I got you. If you actually admit to yourself, Your fear gives you a type of comfort because it keeps you in a space where you're okay with what you're doing. Even though you feel like you can do more and you can be more, you stay in that fear and it keeps you in a comfort zone. And anything, comfort is the biggest enemy to success. I literally could not have any kind of success or connection with you guys if I didn't get my tail up in this morning. It's not a lot of people up right now. I'm on the Eastern Seaboard. In Central Time, it's just now 5 o'clock. Pacific Time, it's just now like, what, maybe 4 o'clock? And then way out there in California, I don't know if I'm getting the time zones right, it's like maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm up. I'm up when they go into bed. You get what I'm saying? You don't get ahead of the crowd by laying around in your comfort. You get ahead of the crowd. You get ahead of the team by getting up out of your comfort. You cannot be 6 a.m. Thank you so much. 6 a.m. What time zone is 6 a.m.? You cannot ever get where you want to go sitting in comfort. You cannot stay comfortable, guys. You cannot allow fear to keep you from taking those chances. Philly. Okay, yeah, we on the same time zone. You can't. You absolutely can't. You got to get out of that comfort zone. You got to be willing to let go of that fear of failure. That fear of failure is a real fear. It's something that people deal with all the time. And I understand it because at the end of the day, when you've never done something before, when it's the first time that you're doing something, it's natural to be anticipating something or to have a little caution or to have a little fear. That's natural because you've never done it before. I'm going to tell you something. I absolutely admire roller coasters, but I hate them because I'm so afraid of them. And it's not because I'm afraid of heights, because I fly all the time. It's just something about that. It's just an element about that roller coaster that seems dangerous to me, that is very difficult for me to get over. But what I will do in order to keep myself in a space where I understand I can conquer my fear is I literally will make myself get on a roller coaster and ride it. I hate that. The last one I got on was a drop zone because I haven't been to an amusement park in a very long time. And when I got on there, my best friend at the time, she was like, come on, come on. And I closed my eyes. She's like, open your eyes so you can see. And the moment I opened my eyes, they just sitting there. And when it dropped, on the way down, I said, okay, I'm not ever doing this more. But guess what? In the midst of the drop, the first thing that came to my mind is, oh, it's not that bad. I made it too big. And that's what you do. When you get fearful and you hold on to things that you're afraid of, you make them way bigger. You make them way bigger than what it really is. When you're afraid to let go of certain people when it comes to relationships, when you're afraid to let go of people that are toxic, people don't have your best interests at heart. People who really, the relationship has ended and the reason and the season is over. The reason and the season is over, but because you become comfortable with that person, you are afraid to let go. It's people that leave here. Man, it's so tough with what happened to Kobe and his daughter. It's so sad. And I'm not even a basketball person, but I really liked him because of the type of athlete he was, type of family man he was. And he was just one of those guys that was just one of the good guys. And I'm like, man, he didn't deserve that. His family didn't deserve that. The world didn't deserve that. But believe it or not, at some point, his daughters that he left behind and his wife that he left behind, they're going to have to move on and let go of a certain aspect of that. They'll never forget him, but they'll have to let go of a certain aspect of that simply because in order for them to move on this plane of existence, they have to move into another level. But that's, I'm sure, months on down the line. But it's just like you. When my grandma passed, I love that woman so much. I've known her my whole life. It was hard for me to move forward out of that situation. I had a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. I went through a lot of different emotions. But and she died on my daughter's first birthday. So every time that my daughter have a birthday, it's a reminder of me that my grandma passed on that day. But I had to move on beyond that and past that sadness and that hurt, just so I can be in a place where I can be useful in other areas to help other people. So even in that type of loss, You have to let go of the fear of moving forward. Some people literally get paralyzed when somebody that they love pass away because they start thinking about their own mortality. They start realizing, oh, this is a real deal. So it's a lot of reasons that you have to let go of fear so that you can move forward. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Mayels. Good morning, Anna. You have to let go of it. It's no way in the world that you're ever going to achieve anything that you got going on if you allow the fear that you have to paralyze you. And to be quite honest with you, even when I do this or when I'm on stage in front of all the people, I remember when I first started getting on stage, listen, anybody that knew me growing up knew I was introverted, I was quiet, wasn't outspoken. I was the person in the back of the room. And my motto was always, I like being in the back. I don't want to be out front. You don't even believe that though. But it's true. It's true. But God pushed me out front. He pushed me there because this is where he wanted me to be. And so it's been plenty of times that I've gotten on stage worrying, am I going to stumble over my words? Am I going to stutter? Am I going to pronounce this right? Am I going to be able to see? Am I going to be able to do this? I'm going through all the things. Congratulations. Make sure you let me know. I went through all the things that I went through trying to get over my fear. And I finally realized that if I embraced it and said to my fear, look, I'm fearful of this situation, but I'm gonna need. I got to move forward. I got to walk on in spite of what's going on right here. In spite of what it is that you're trying to keep me from doing, I'm moving on. So if you coming with me, fear, let's go. But I'm going anyway. And the moment that you begin to speak to your fear like that, the moment that you begin to tell your fear, either you stay in here, or you either going on about your business, or you come on with me, because what you're not going to do is keep me from doing what it is I need to do. You have to speak to your fear just like that. You have, in the moment that you start speaking to your fear just like that and walking into these different situations and into these conversations, because some people you're scared to even talk to certain people about certain things. It's people that you need to have conversations with and that you need to talk to, that you're afraid to even talk to that person. You're afraid to even reach out to that person because of what somebody might think, or they might think this, or they might. I don't care what they think. If it's something in my heart that I feel like I need to do, if it's something in my heart, a conversation that I need to have, guess what? Even in fear, I'm going to have those conversations. I'm going to go see that person. I'm going to go be around them. And whatever happens after I get past the fear that I have, if it's taken wrong, if something goes wrong, if they don't want me there, cool. I was honestly just coming to pay respects, or I just honestly try to be supportive, or I just honestly came because, you know, I wanted to be here. Not that type of, not anything more, anything less. And you would be surprised that 100% of the time, when you're afraid to start a conversation with somebody, ask somebody about something, or reach out to somebody about something, 100% of the time, everything that you thought was going on don't even exist. Fear will cause you to create fake scenarios and fake situations and keep you bound up for life. People walk around in fear every single day, but you have to get to a place that you do not allow fear to cause all these crazy scenarios in your mind that haven't even happened based off of what anybody says. You have to allow fear not to be in that space with you. You got to move on beyond fear. Another thing is fear of missing out. This is the last one I'm going to do, and then I'm going to jump off. Stop being afraid to let go of fear, because fear will have you afraid of missing out. It's situations that we sit back, and I had my kids ask me, my daughter asked me yesterday. She said, Mama, she said, what would you do different if you could do things different as a mom, you know, going back and raising them? And I'm very open and honest with my kids as much as I need to be when it comes to certain private things that happened in my life when they were small. And so, because kids they don't need to know every single blow by blow, but they do need information, because they have to fill in the blanks in their life. They need to have an understanding in their life about why certain things happen, or why certain things were going on with you. And some of that stuff is so old you probably won't even remember it the way it happened, but you can give them an idea and an understanding. But anyway, I was sharing with her different things, and those things helped her overcome fears that she was having. Because now she can see, oh, well, this is why you did this. Oh, this is why you did this. Knowledge is very important, guys. Hello, how you hear about Danny? Knowledge is really, really important. You cannot allow fear to block you from your opportunities, from your relationships, and from things that can help you be better and have a better quality of life. And stop being afraid of things that you don't know nothing about. A lot of times we're afraid of missing out, and this is what I was getting to. We're afraid that we're missing out on certain things because we didn't have certain people in our lives. I grew up the majority of my life just with my mom and in a single mother household. And as I was growing up, I was always afraid that I was going to miss out on the type of happiness that I seen the other kids have because their daddies were there, their daddies was there, their daddies was there. I was afraid of those things. And the fear of me missing out caused me to become introverted. It caused me to become introverted because I was so afraid that I was missing out that I used to long for it. I'm like, I wish I had this. I wish I had this. Listen, let me tell you something. Even women, when it comes, those of you that haven't been married, fear will cause you to be afraid of missing out on being married, especially the older that you get. And people say, oh, girl, you ain't missing out. But see, can't nobody tell you that because you ain't never been there. And they can't tell you that because that's based off of their experience. Marriage is a beautiful thing. You get the right person, marriage is the best thing in the world. Absolutely love it. Even though I had two that didn't work. But it's a great situation. But people, you will be afraid of missing out on marriage. You'll be afraid of missing out on relationships. You'll be afraid, oh man, if she was my friend, or if I knew this person, this would be happening and this would be happening. Oh, I want to have an opportunity. Let me tell you something. Sometimes the blessing in your life is the people you didn't know. Sometimes the blessing in your life is the people that you never met. Sometimes the blessing in your life is the people that were not in your life. No, I don't think it's fair that a single mother should have to raise her children. But women, y'all need to remember to tell y'all children this. Sometimes the blessing for the children, because is not having a father there. And I know that contradicts everything that you hear on TV. Oh, we're two-parent households. We got proof already that just because it's a two-parent household don't mean that everything gonna be greasy and everything gonna be successful. Look at these professional everythings. Most of them came out of single-family households. It's a few of them. They had their mom and dad, and they did great. But they were no greater than the ones that had single moms or the single dads. Sometimes not having them was the blessing. Sometimes, see, and this is the thing. God heard conversations that you didn't hear. God seen situations that you didn't see. God knew that that person had something in them that wouldn't have been good for you. And that even though you feel like you missed out, you didn't miss out. You actually gained because he protected you from being in a situation. That might not be the case, but it 100% cannot be checked off the box as not the case. So stop being afraid that you missed out on something because things didn't go for you to sometime a certain way. We get older and we start looking back over our life and we reminisce and we think about the things that we've gone through, the choices that we made, and we'll say this, man, if I knew then what I knew now, what would be different? And one day I sat down and I really thought about that thing. If I was able to take all the information that I got right now, other than buying stock in Apple and some of these traded companies, but seriously, if I was to take the information that I know now and have it in my head when I was 14, 12, 10 years old, yes, my life will be different, but what makes you think it would be better? It's no guarantee. It's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts about it. But one thing is for sure, fear will paralyze you, it'll stunt your growth, and it'll keep you from having the quality of life that you really deserve. So I want to say to you today, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, stop letting fear keep you from letting go of the things that you need to let go of. If it's people, let them go. If it's situations, let them go. If it's fear itself, let it go. Stop being afraid to let go, because the thing that you're holding on to and that you're doing everything to keep will be the thing that you ultimately lose. Facts, not fictions. I'm telling you the truth. My name is Misha Lee. Thank you so much for joining me for your morning moja. Be motivated. Be motivated to let go of that fear and to do something new today. Be motivated to not be afraid to lose that person in that relationship. Because guess what? What you think you done lost, you actually may have gotten saved from. And what you gain is going to be an opportunity to get something that's going to be 100% better. Don't be afraid don't be afraid to let go of the fear, to take opportunity and chances to do things that have been presented to you, because God don't bring those opportunities to you because he wants you to turn them down. He bring them to you because he feel like you're fully prepared for it. You think you ain't ready for it. He know you ready for it, which is why it came to you. So stop doing that. Walk in confidence, 100% confidence, and you will make sure. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. You will be sure to have the encouragement that you need. And listen, walking fearlessly is not a thing that's even possible. Some people say, I'm fearless, I'm fearless. No, you're just willing to take the risk to go beyond your fear. You just willing to take the risk to go beyond your fear. Don't be afraid to love again. Don't be afraid to let go of that thing and be ready to love again. Because we don't know what could have happened on down the line. We just don't know. It's so many things that you don't know that it's not even worth allowing fear to ball you up and hold you down. But anyway, I love you guys. Be motivated, be encouraged. Step out and do something that you've never done before. Follow me across all social media. My name is Misha Lee. Go to my salon website, AkashaBeautySalons.com. Sign up for the email for all upcoming events. Or you can, if you're a professional stylist, makeup artist, barber, or anybody in the beauty industry, go to TheMishaLee.com. Sign up for our email list, and we will send you all updates about things that are going on, shows, classes, all kinds of stuff. We'll put you in a group. You have an opportunity to see a lot of different stuff. I absolutely love you guys. Be encouraged, and have a wonderful Tuesday.
The recording has stopped.
Thank you, YouTube. Bye-bye.